Leo Ascendant, Leo Rising, this is G giving you your rest of the month of June video. The areas of your life, the June 21st eclipse, this happens in the sign of Cancer, okay? So all you're doing is understanding where is Cancer in your birth chart. If you don't have your chart, comment your digits below and I can help you figure that out. Now, if you don't want to do all that, then you just listen to these videos and I will do it in a way where I'm hopefully connecting and trying to leave out as much of the astrological terminology as possible. So Leo Ascendant, Leo Rising. Cancer energy for the Leos is going to be in, your Cancer energy is in your 12th house. So 12th house energy is a little mystical because it is not in the physical realm. 12th house energy is literally in the unseen. It's literally behind closed doors. 12th house energy is so deep that it's typically things that occur that we're not aware of. Some call it your unconscious, your subconscious. 12th house energy is also so much about connecting with individuals from a long time ago. If you're okay with me saying the words past life, then it's connecting with others from other lifetimes. Now, many times we don't recognize it immediately. Sometimes we do. Sometimes there's this great attraction, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, we just totally resonate. There's a familiarity. There's a depth. And then other times it's the exact opposite of that, right? So what would be the opposite? Yeah, you like my new lighter? Yeah, don't keep that shit lit. Turn it off. Okay, so at one end, you have this, like this, we love each other, we get along, really compatible, this major attraction going, and it doesn't have to be sexual attraction, okay? But it's just this bonding that occurs, this deep bonding. At the opposite of that, what would that be, right? The opposite, because this is how energies work. They're not, life, right, is a series of events that really happen on a holistic level. Whether we're aware of it or not, it really is a picture of the whole. It's everything. It's everyone. There's an invisible connectivity that is. It just is. The opposite then that it could express would be people who just rub you the wrong way. You encounter individuals who seem like they're your greatest enemy. You encounter individuals who, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you spin it or turn it. It's like you try and it's like you have to come almost to an agreement of, can we just get along just for the sake of getting along and agree to disagree type of thing. So it can be any old way, right? But there is this very strong, emotional, almost maybe fearful, or super loving. It's an extreme of emotions that you can recognize. And so many times we get blindsided when we're talking about 12th house stuff. Cancer energy is your feelings. So when we're talking about 12th house for you, Leo, this is going to be hidden emotions, all right? And it can be hidden emotions that most definitely have to do with the past. Now, for some Leo Ascendant, Leo Risings, this can go a multitude of ways. It can look as though somebody is coming back from the past, right? Someone that you considered family at one time, because the sign of Cancer is family. The sign of Cancer is also a very feminine energy. Now, does this mean it has to be a woman? Doesn't have to be, but somebody who exudes a feminine quality. Someone who's very nurturing, very supportive, mother-like, right? What does a mother do with her baby? She nurtures it, she breastfeeds it, she takes care of it, she bathes the baby. The baby is her everything. It's her point of focus. It is her priority. So somebody in your life who felt like family, who had this mothering quality to them, could be coming back into your life. Or there could be someone coming back into your life that could have been, again, I'm hearing this a lot when I'm doing this 12th house for Cancer energy, like past loves, people who literally you might have been married to, where they literally were a part of your family, or you began a family with and you stepped away from. Maybe there was a separation, maybe there was an actual divorce, but it's almost as though the eclipse happening, it's like something occurs and it brings people together, right? There's these things that happen and they draw us together. They're extremes. And the opposite of that can happen as well, where these extreme things occur and all of a sudden we realize this person's no longer part of my family, right? There's this, oh no, I didn't realize that about somebody, and now they were in my family bucket and I have to take them out of my family bucket. I have to put them, doesn't mean I want them dead, doesn't mean they're my enemy, but all of a sudden you realize you can no longer make them a priority in your life, right? So because it's the 12th, it can be tricky. I'm going to be honest with you. It can be very tricky. Now, all this is very dependent upon whether you have planets in your 12th house. And the only way I would know that is to look at your personal birth chart. You know, if you have your chart in front of you, I've got lots of viewers who are super smart, who teach me. And so if you know, like that you have planets there, and if you've got something you can share, please comment your digits below. I'm always reminding people to stay in the game. The game is watch the video from beginning to end if possible, to comment often so I know you've watched, engage with me, thumbs up, like, you know, that whole spiel, that whole 5-step thing, right? We all know what it is. If you don't, you want to know, right? I'll have a little, thing attached that'll give you a reminder. But there is a contest that's ongoing, and it lets you get a payback. It lets you get a reward for giving me your minutes, for giving me your attention and your sincere, genuine engagement. I will reward you. This is how it works. I'm a big believer in reciprocating. I'm a big believer. And if anybody out there can comment on my behalf that knows me, they know that I reciprocate in a huge way. And I usually go all out in the way that I do it. I give you the best of what I've got. What I'm going to flip to now is where the eclipse happening in your chart may create tension and stress in your life. 2 areas, okay? So the 2 areas is in your workplace. I want you to pay attention. Actually, I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you 3 areas of your life. So it could be at your job, your job, at work. All right, you may find with people who are in authority, there might be stress and tension. And this would be a few days before and a few days after the eclipse. Now, the other stress and tensions are going to, if you have planets, this is, all right, and that would be like something around the 0 degree mark, and then I'll get to the Mars factor. This would be in your, the other area of your life would be in communication. You're talking, thinking, speaking, you're relating. Siblings can be involved, but also significant one-on-one relationships. People you are currently in relationships with. This could be business partnerships, this could be marriages, but a significant one-on-one relationship. The other area of your life where there's likely going to be some stress and some testing is in your beliefs. It's what you believe. It's your thoughts, your higher learning, maybe from a teacher, right? Someone who you consider a teacher. This other area of your life, it's your beliefs about yourself and your ideas about how you can travel, long distance travel typically, how you can learn, how you can maybe publish something. I'm looking at the 9th house where the Aryan energy is. And so all 9th house things, but 9th house really is my faith and it's my ideas of who I am in my future because you have Aries there. So it's your thoughts about yourself and your future. There may be things that occur at the time of the eclipse. Now, really, for your own knowledge, go watch the other videos because there's a lot of crap happening at this eclipse. So much that I've had to make 4 videos about it, especially if you're in the United States. Because this eclipse, along with the previous June, the first June eclipse, it affects the U.S.'s chart in a big way. And if you live in the U.S., folks, geography is a real thing. Where you live and where the location of the planets are in the sky, and where your physical body is very relevant. And so understanding how you play a role in that chart of the U.S. and how the U.S.'s chart, how it plays a role in your life is a big deal. So Cancer, or Leo Ascendant, Leo Rising, you are connected to the United States in a very deep way because the United States has this Cancer energy in their 8th house and your Cancer energy is in your 12th house. And these are very spiritual houses. There is a spiritual connectivity that goes on with the Leo Ascendant, Leo Risings. I'm giving you way more than 5 things here, actually. I'm sorry, I've tried to limit it so I can limit the time, and I'm actually at my deadline, 10 minutes. That for Leo Ascendant, Leo Risings, don't be surprised if there's people from the past that come back in your life. Don't be surprised if there's individuals who are in your current life that you decide you would rather that they're in your past in some way. So So you take them out of the family bucket and you put them into some other bucket. The one that's more of just like we're an acquaintance. Don't be surprised, Leo, if there's stress and tension from people who are in authority, could be on the job. Don't be surprised if someone challenges your belief systems about yourself and about your future. Remember, these are temporary. At the same time, some of these will be unfolding within the next couple of years. So it's an evolutionary process, okay? It's just to give you a heads up. The other area where you may feel stress and testing and tension will be in relationships department. Now, I realize some of these things are always ongoing in all of our lives, but specifically for you, Leo, if you have planets at any of these areas in your life that square up with where the eclipse is happening, it'll be more powerful for you. And you will know immediately just by paying attention in your life. Remember, one last nugget, a bonus nugget I'm going to hand you and you walk away with is Mars. Mars is going to be in your 9th house for the next 6 months, okay? This is a big deal because Mars is all about I'm taking action. And your 9th house is about I want to travel. I want to go to school. I want to learn. This is about my future. Therefore, it's very important to me. I need to be doing this now. Mars makes us take action. Mars is very impulsive. Think of Mars as someone who's standing behind you and pushing you. Think of Mars. This helped me a lot when someone told me this many years ago. They said, they didn't tell me all the astrology behind it, which at the time it made me so curious, but recognize it as a person that you can't see that's standing behind you is constantly pushing your back. And so they're pushing you to keep going, to keep driving, to just keep fighting. Recognize that and don't let it control you. It's great when it's used in a controlled way. There are moments when we need that extra drive, right? But don't let it overtake you. Let your soul control, not your ego. And remember, Mars is the ego.